Alright guys, what is going on? We are here today with our first installment of Swanson fly tying since I've started college. Today we're going to be tying an ant pattern. Pretty simple stuff. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. We are starting off with 6/0 black. Flat tying thread. I'm going to be doing black and grizzly hackle here today, so feel free to switch up colors. So what I'm doing is I'm wrapping back to the back of our hook here. I'm going to hit it with some wax real quick. And I'm going to be using Mountain Bayou Midnight in Montgomery dubbing. I understand a lot of you watching this video probably aren't going to have this material, so really any super fine dubbing will do. Will serve the purpose for this fly. So I'm just noodling some of this stuff on here. That's a terrible noodle. It's okay, we'll fix it later. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna build a taper here along the back part of the hook, just like that. Right, that's gonna be our abdomen on our ant, if you will, the back end. And what you can do is you can mess around with the sizes. Speaking of sizes, hook size 14 Daiichi 1280 dry fly hook. Should have probably mentioned that earlier. Anyways, you can mess around with the sizes to get the size ant you're trying to key into. So now what I'm coming in with, I've selected a grizzly hackle. I'm gonna try and drop a little knowledge on tying hackle in, because I know I struggled with it for a very, very long time. So, stripping it down to the quill, like this, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it one wrap in front and one wrap, that didn't quite work, one wrap in behind. So it's up at 90 degrees. I'm just gonna, we're gonna redo that here. Got a little bit more room than I thought I did. So I'm gonna walk this all the way to the back, right up against our abdomen. Figure eight this. So really the key here is to make sure that your hackle is riding 90 degrees, right? I'd always have issues with it twisting on me, or here, sorry, I forgot my hackle pliers. Sorry about that. I'd always have issues with it twisting and just the hackle looking disgusting. If you don't take my word for it, head and go do some digging on my Instagram page. You'll know what I'm saying. So anyways, we have our hackle in. I'm just gonna walk my thread up, and we're gonna give it a double half hitch real quick. And I'm doing this in about thirds. That's not quite thirds, it's about halves and quarters for hackle and body. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the hackle on this side, the side that's going to be wrapped around the actual hook shank, and I'm going to carefully just pull some of this off here so we make sure we get a really good seating on our hook shank. And when you're working with a hackle like this, be careful not to rip both sides off. I've done that more times than I'd like to admit. If you have a good pair of tweezers, now would be when you want to use them. All right, so I've stripped. We're gonna play it safe. We're gonna keep going. So now we've got probably about an inch of exposed quill to rest right on the shank. We're gonna try and get this to catch in my hackle pliers. I need to fix those. And then what, golly, I should start a GoFundMe for a pair of hackle pliers here. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start wrapping, making sure that I'm not trapping any fibers as I go, making nice touching wraps. If you want, you can just preen that back with your fingers as you go. And you can see you get a really nice buggy body. Another caveat is I definitely have a tendency to just break off the quill like I did right there, and if you're not prepared for that, or just unlucky, it will unravel on you and you've hosed yourself. So anyways, there is one hackle. I don't know. I think we'll add a number 2 to that. So I'm gonna grab my pretty much picked over grizzly hackle. Let's we're gonna take this guy right here. Get going and grab our hackle piece. It also helps to pull all the hackles down like this when you're going in to clean it out a bit. So now we're coming in with this will be tricky with my fat fingers. We're gonna come in with a hackle number 2. This guy a good old twist. We're gonna keep this a little bit tighter. There we go. Figure 8 it. I'm actually just gonna walk this most of the way up, and we'll stop before that. We'll stop right here. That's where we want to tie in and get our head. So now we have that. We will come in with our bad hackle pliers again. I really hope you guys have better hackle pliers than I do. Either that or I just don't know how to learn, or don't know how to use them. There we go. It also helps, I don't know if I just said this or not, but preen out all the feathers that are sticking out in front. Just move them back with your fingers. There we go. Alright, so that's in. Give that a little trim. That looks pretty bad from your angle. Sorry, guys. Got just a couple I'm gonna want to trim. And this guy right here. So now I've got a nice buggy body. And then for the final bit, I'm gonna hit the string with wax again. Come through with some more dubbing, whether it's mountain bayou or super fine. That's not really important. What is important though is that you try and get a good head shape. I kind of like to make it nice and round as much as I can. Oh. See, that's normally what the wax is for, but okay. I think that's pretty acceptable. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come through and whip finish. I can't tell you how many times I've lost a fly due to a poor whip finish. So once I whip finish, I'm gonna trim this short. And here's the optional part. You can see that this is the dubbing is really buggy and it's a little bit loose. So what you can do if you like and just go through, trim up the messier bits. I think that'll do. Except for maybe that. There we go. And final step is adhesive of your choice. Oh, we plugged up. Nope, we're good to go. Just gonna hit this with just a little bit. Just so we're not making the dubbing all weird. And with that, you are done. So that is our ant pattern for the day. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Until next time.